How are you, Paresh?
Yeah, good.
Wait. I think I forgot the most important thing. I'm extremely sorry. So basically, before moving forward, we follow three golden rules in the uh, Toastmasters Club. One would be when a speaker is speaking, kindly mute yourself. Okay. So second one would be don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. And can anybody tell me what is the third rule? Hello.
Yeah. So that.
So what is the
Sounds on.
what is the
Keep your
third one,
devices
Paresh?
on mute.
Okay.
Clap when someone comes and goes.
Sorry,
Yeah.
now it is not possible.
Hi, Mithila.
Hey, Paresh, how are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Good. Thanks, man. Continue.
Okay. So I think I'll hand over the session to our TM body to take it forward. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Please.
thank you, Mohan. So thank you for handing over the meeting to me. Do we have the president today?
No, not yet joined.
Okay, so usually president used to start the meeting and give to TMOD. No issues. I'll do that part as presiding president or whatever it is we can say. So, good morning, Toastmasters. So, I welcome everyone on behalf of the Greaty Orators Club as a president, as a presiding officer today. And today we are having two prepared speeches. As I said, I welcome the first prepared speaker Pratik Shetty and the second prepared speaker Vandana. And I welcome each and every guest who has joined from outside clubs like Toastmaster Pandirajan, Toastmaster distinguished Toastmaster Vaibhav Gupta, Toastmaster Aparna, and myself as well. And I take this opportunity to welcome each and every guest on behalf of Greaty Orators Club. So I would like to start the meeting, and today we are having a TMOD named Toastmaster Bharatwaj. I will hand over the meeting to Toastmaster Bharatwaj. Good morning, Toastmasters. So, this is Toastmaster Bharatwaj here to speak about the motivation, and I want you to remember you all why you started as a Toastmaster or even as a techie and whatever you call in your life. To start with, I am having a very interesting story to admire you all. So there is a football match going on. How many football followers here? Raise your hands. Yeah, that is great to see so much of hands coming up. The match is going very crucial stage. Yeah, somebody is commanding Real Madrid. Yeah, how can be the match which is like too crucial and there is 1-1 and in the interval the goal is like 3-1. Whoever the fan of supporting the most prominent football club, that game is little down, and the very simple club is on the goal 3. There was a kid watching the match very curiously, and there is a discussion between that kid and a person who is sitting near to them. That guy is the follower of the club which is leading, and he tell to the kid, "Hey kid, your team is going to lose, man. See, you are just 1 goal and we are 3 goal. Come on, man, bang." And that kid was very silent, and he just told, "The final whistle hasn't blown yet." The final whistle hasn't blown yet. That was the children, that was the small child statement. And the football match continued. At the end, the kids supported club ended up with 4-3. In the second half, literally the first club which was on the leading having 3 points just doesn't score even a single point, and the kid again told the final whistle hasn't blown yet and we are the topper. So that is the attitude everyone should have in our life also. We are having so much long journey in front of us. We should explore each and everything very carefully, and our final whistle hasn't blown yet. So remember why you started. The first point is the final whistle hasn't blown yet. Note it down why you started. The final whistle hasn't blown yet. With this, I would like to continue the meeting proceedings. Generally, the Toastmaster meeting follows a format of 3 sessions. One is the prepared speech, where the prepared speaker will deliver their prepared speech on various pathways and traditional methods. And the second one will be the most interesting table topic session. And the third one will be the most important part of a Toastmaster meeting, which is nothing but the general evaluation. To start the meeting with, I would like to introduce the general evaluator of the day. Speaking about this Toastmaster, she is the part of my home club. Whenever she takes some role, she will do the justice for that role. It can be either TMOD or it can be a GE or even a timer role as well. She is the young and energetic lady. So put your hands together, Toastmaster Aparna, as your GE today. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Bharadwaj. Hi, great Orestes. Thanks for inviting me for your meeting as well. Today I would be taking a general evaluator for today's meeting. As a general evaluator, I would observe all the good and bad things which would be happening in the meeting, starting from agenda till the end. So I alone cannot evaluate the entire meeting. To help me with that, I have my tag team. So today the timer of the day would be like timer Parish. Can I just get the objectives? Over to you, Parish.
Yeah. So, hi Paresh. I am a timer for the day. I'll be monitoring your speech, your table topic, and the evaluation. And I request the speaker and the evaluator to make a note where I am. Like right now, I am in the webcam, so I can't say where I am sitting. Okay, so just be aware if I am showing red, green, yellow, or green card. So just be aware at what time you have to halt and what's the time is going on. We have today two speeches. So one speech is ACS 10, that is given by Pratik, and for him the timing will be 9 to 10. 8 to 9. So at 8 I'll be showing the green card. At 8 eight and a half I'll be showing as a yellow card, and the 9 I'll be showing as a red card. For the table topic second, for the speech second, which has been given by the Vandana, which is level 1 project 2. For him the timing will be 4 to 5. At 4 I'll be showing the green card. At 4 and a half I'll be showing the yellow card, and the 5 I'll be showing the red card. That's it from my side. And for the table topic, we have 1 to 2 minute and 30 seconds before and after starting the table topic. So at 1 minute, I'll be showing the green card. 1.5 minute, the yellow card. 2 minute, I'll be showing the red card. Thank you. Handing over back to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Parish, for the objectives. Can I get the objectives from the R counter, Mohana? Over to you.
Hello. Thank you, Aparna, for the opportunity. Fellow Toastmaster guests, I will be the counter for today's meeting. So it is my responsibility to listen to everything said during the meeting and to note any overused words or filler sounds as a crutch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. The words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, and you know. Sounds may be or air. I will also take note of any inappropriate short or long pauses. When called upon, I'll give a report of these errors. Over to you, Aparna, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohan. Can I get the objectives from Grammarian Mohan? Mohan, over to you.
Yeah, so hi everyone, this is Mohan. So today I'll be the grammarian of the day. So before that, first I'll be presenting the word of the day. So the word of the day today is iota. I think most of you are familiar with this. Iota means tiny or very small. Okay. So one example how we can use this particular word is whatever you said doesn't make an iota of difference. Okay. So I hope all of you will use this word. Okay. Thank you. And I'll be listening to all of your speeches or table topics, everything. So I'll be noting down inappropriate grammatical use. Okay. And I'll be presenting the report at the end of the session. Thank you. Over to you, Aparna.
Thank you, Mohan, for the brief objectives from your end. So, guys, make sure that you'll be using the word of the day. And I'll give my brief report at the end of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bharadwaj.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna, for that nice introduction of the objective of the general evaluator role. We'll move towards the motivation part. Whenever you start some work, you should show 1% iota of improvement daily. Why I am telling this is because there is a max now. Just do a power of 0.99 the whole power 365. So 0.99 the whole power 65. Can anyone type the answer? What is that? 0.99 the whole power 365. Which is less than 0. Yeah, someone typed the answer. Thank you, Toastmaster Pratik. It's 0.98. You are correct. I think you use some calculator, I guess. So now the next max for you, 1.01 the whole power 365. What is the answer? (1.01) the whole power 365. Yeah, there is some answer. It's not a big number. It's something around 38 if we round it off. Why this guy is saying like this? We have started. Remember why you started. The very first point is the final whistle hasn't blown yet. And here comes the second point. Try to show 1% above of improvement every day. I'm sounding clear, right? If you are not at all improving, if you are showing some 0% of improvement, remember that 1.01 rule, the very first time I spoke about the 0.98 the whole power 365, you will lead there literally 0. So try to show 1% of improvement daily. This is the second rule. Why you started, remember it. Now we'll move on to the meeting proceedings. We are having 2 exciting prepared speeches today. To move on with the agenda, I would like to introduce the first speaker of the day who is giving his advanced communication silver 10th speech. So before that, I am having one important work. Let me get the objectives from his evaluator, Toastmaster. I think who is the evaluator? Toastmaster Pandirajan from Kormangala Toastmaster Club. So can I get the objectives?
Okay. Hey, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Bharadwaj, for calling me to read the objective. Toastmaster Pratik going to deliver his ACES 10. This is the one of a milestone speech. He is going to give the technical presentation speech. So, objective of the speech is understand the principle of communication complex information to non-technical listener. So he need to arrange do for Q&A session also. Timer, please note time 10 to 12 minutes. Toastmaster Pratik, make sure you can able to see the timer also. So timer, please note again 10 to 12 minutes. All the best, Pratik. So over to you, Bharadwaj.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pandirajan, for briefing the objectives for the speaker. Let me move on by introducing this Toastmaster. So, speaking about this Toastmaster, he's a techie and he's a budding poet, budding guitarist, and as I told already, he's keep on showing that 1% of improvement daily. He held various officers' role in Toastmasters. Today, he's going to interest you with some nice technical topic as he is the neighborhood techie. Put your hands together, Toastmaster Pratik, for a technical speech on GraphQL. So, over to you, Toastmaster Pratik, with all your applause. Come on, guys, cheer up, yes.
Yeah, Pratik, before you start, for the timing thing, the cards, we are not able to show the physical cards. So what we'll do is you have to keep an eye on the chat box or the pop-up, whatever it will come up. So when it's green card, the green, you'll be writing green on the chat box side, or yellow and red. So accordingly, it will pop up on your screen or in the chat box. As the chat box.
Can the timer instead make a clap for all three?
Yeah, that is also fine for me. If like
Sure.
for the first clap, like for the 10th, for a 10th minute, I'll give a one clap and so on. Like 10 and 10 and a half, another clap, and 12, the final clap.
Yeah, 10, 11, 12, right.
Yeah. It's okay for you?
Yeah, yeah. That's
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Okay, let me share my screen. Hope my screen is visible. Can somebody confirm?
Yeah.
Yes, Toastmaster Pratik, you can see.
Yeah, right. So the talk that I'm gonna give today is about a technical topic called GraphQL, and I'm gonna pitch in and say why we all should move to GraphQL. As in your company, which is great orators for all their APIs, why they should move to GraphQL. Let's give a small intro about what GraphQL is. Now, GraphQL, this is what they say on their website. It is a schema to describe your document, and you can exactly ask what you want, and you will always get predictable result. This was developed by Facebook for their mobile applications, and in 2015 they open sourced it, which means it's completely free for you guys to use. Now, any network call that happens from your system, any website, any mobile app, there is a structure to that. That structure is called as REST. And GraphQL is an improvement on top of that. It's built on top of that, but it is an improvement on top of that. Every single request that goes is a post endpoint. Every single request that goes, there are two ways a network request goes. One is called as GET, where all the data you can see URL, like your Google search, where question mark and you see all those information, right? That is GET. Another way where it is sent in a slightly hidden way. So that is what is your post. Now your server defines a schema and a relationship between the objects. That's all that the server defines. Now, based on that, you can somebody who is using your APIs can make those calls. Now, this is an sample schema which the server has defined. So server says you can ask me about users. You can ask me for a user what all are the likes. In addition to that, you can also ask me likes separately. So you as somebody who is a developer who is using your APIs which the server has defined, can then finally make a call something like this. So where this is a sample call where I'm asking, give me users and give me likes. I can specifically say I don't need this likes. I don't need all the likes of user. I just need all the users. And for one specific user, you give me his likes. This is another sample call where I'm saying that give me all the users along with all their likes. Right. So let's now play a small game. I would ask people to unmute yourself and just it's like match the columns. Who needs what? Let's start with users. What does the user need out of the list below?
Faster products.
Yep. Let's go with developers.
More free time.
Lesser documenting. Developer need
Developer needs more free time. Next one.
More customers.
Yeah, more customers. Good. Next one.
No hard user issues.
Yeah, and
Lesser documenting.
Documenting.
correct. That was
No hard users. No hard user issue.
Yeah, so let's look at how GraphQL helps us in doing all of these. Let's start with use case 1, right? Now what happens is, to show data on any given page or any given app, you need to make a lot of network calls to get that data from the server. So the current way what happens in REST, think of it like your local medical shop. You go to a medical shop, you ask for medicine, a list of medicine. He says, I only have this medicine, you take this. If you need this medicine, you need to go to that shop. If you need those kind of medicines, you need to go that kind of shops. So let's say now you need to get 100 different medicines. You'll have to go to a lot of shops to get that information. And what will happen is, in an actual system, your server is doing a lot of work and it will collapse. But in the way the GraphQL is designed, you can get all the data in one single call. So that way, you are preventing server from getting overloaded. And your server will be a lot happier. Let's look at one more use case is where server went and just renamed one of the fields. It renamed, replaced one word with another word. So we all remember this scene from Three Idiots, right? Your Rancho goes and changes some words from his speech, and this guy goes and speaks it as it is. Now for Rancho, it was easier because there was only one single document that he had to change. But in real life, you have a lot of documents that you actually will have to change because the server changed one of the fields. Like take this example. In this case, the server went and renamed profile pic to pic. It just made a small change of renaming profile pic to pic. Now for somebody who's using this data, he has to go and change it everywhere. Not just that, your technical writers will have to go and change all the documentation. Your support needs to be aware that this has changed. If somebody is using these, he might come and raise an issue saying that this thing has changed. So all of that. But in case of GraphQL, I can just say, hey server, when you're giving me the data for profile pic, just change it to pic. So it is now the change is just the support needs to be aware that if a request comes like this, he can just say that, hey, please do this. And for the customer who's using it, he doesn't have to change at 100 places. The place where he's asking you the information, he just changes that at one single place. So that makes life of everybody a lot easier. Another use case is documentation. Now, for any technical stuff that you want to use, usually a documentation is provided on how to use. It takes a lot of time to write documentation. And at least our technical writer, Vaibhav Gupta, will agree that it's very painful to keep it updated. But in traditional way of REST, it's not its job to write documentation. It is the job of the technical writers, the product managers, and all of that. The developer doesn't write documentation. Also, it is difficult to agree on one single tool to write documentation. There are various tools available on the market, and company to company things may change. So even as you, somebody who is accustomed to one tool for doing something, will now have to, for some other API, may have to use some other tool. Think of it like now video conferencing, right? You have Zoom, you have Meet, you have Microsoft Teams, and each one are almost similar, but they have a few differences between each one of them. So you need to get used to all of those if you want to have you are using multiple APIs. Now what GraphQL does is it takes care of this free of cost. It comes built in with a tool that helps you take care of documentation. So if all your API providers went with GraphQL, your life will be way easier. Now think of another use case. You have a website and you also have a mobile app. So in case of a website, you wanted to show more information. Let's say user's name, his profile picture, some bio. Now let's say the server says for me to give this image, downloading of image will take a lot of time. So the mobile guy says, hey, can you give me a different API with which I can use this? So now the mobile guy will go and ask the server guy will say, you pass me this extra information. With that, I will not give you the profile picture, or use this another API where I'll give you information without API. Now this was for one single case, but now think of it where you have hundreds of such requirements which comes up. For the server, it becomes very tough, very challenging. In GraphQL, since everything is defined as a relationship, you can easily get all that information and only ask what you actually need. So from this is what the server, in case of I asked to the server in case of desktop. In case of mobile, I just removed these two fields. Server will automatically understand that it doesn't need to give these two information. More importantly, the client need not understand all the authentication mechanism of the server. So your various login mechanism, various ways of security, all that the client need not understand. If everybody conforms to GraphQL and everybody agrees on a single authentication schema, it becomes very easy. More importantly, you get all the advantages since it's one single guy giving all the information. You get all that advantages. Let's look at a little bit more detail in this example. So in the traditional way, which is the REST, as I said, you need to talk to each different API to get the information. It's like going to each different medical shop to get one medicine. But think of GraphQL like your big bazaar or some like big shop where one single guy has everything. So you don't have to keep running here and there. Finally, these are some of the links where if you are somebody who's interested, wants to go and read more about GraphQL, can go and read about it. And that's about it. Now I'll open the floor for some Q&A.
Pratik, so
Yeah.
can you tell me some few example wherever we are using this API actually, GraphQL?
Sure. These days, a lot of companies, right, from Facebook to Twitter to Microsoft, you would be using a lot of their products. Like I'm sure all of us are using their Facebook mobile application. All of us are using the Twitter website or the Twitter mobile app. The way your mobile app communicates with server is now happening through GraphQL, which means for the guy who is developing those mobile application using Twitter API, his life has become a lot more easier, which in turn means for all of us as end user, we are asking less data from server. I know today is the world of Geo where the entire bandwidth is free of cost to a large extent, so we don't bother about data anymore. But let's say you are on roaming somewhere outside your house or something, and you want to get this data, that becomes difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
So most of these companies are defining their API schema in GraphQL.
Pratik, I have one doubt. Like in
Sure.
REST, since the data doesn't change much, right? Or
Yeah.
neither change at all, so it's easy for server-side caching. So in case of GraphQL, how the server-side caching is being handled?
Right. So what happens, right? What you can do is on your server side, let's say the client gives you a schema, right? The client specifically says, give me all this data and exact fields it mentions. Now what you can do is you can create a hashes, join all of this into one single line, or find out a way of hashing it. You can say that if I get one more request with the exact same schema, I will give you back the data which I've already fetched. So on your server, you can write, if this is the schema, then give me this data.
Just to remind you guys, it's red. The timing is red, just to remind
Yeah,
you.
sure. Yeah, Debarishi, does that make sense?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so based on the query that the user sends, you can actually save them somewhere. Yeah.
One
Thanks,
thing, for this
sure.
speech, you get additional time for Q&A, or it includes the speech timing itself?
I guess there was additional 10 to 12 minutes includes time for Q&A, I guess.
Yeah, yes, including Q.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah, we can connect offline, Debarishi, and discuss more about this.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was indeed a great speech, Toastmaster Pratik, on the GraphQL. So for a techie like me, it will be really helpful on knowing about some thing like this because we come across this REST APIs daily. So even I attended one GraphQL session previously, but it was not user friendly. I guess this session is user friendly as well. Well, we move on to the story. Remember why you started. The very first point is the final whistle hasn't blown yet, and we need to show 1% of improvement daily. So here comes the next mantra. To remember why you started is like you have a fresh new page to write something today. So whatever the task you do it, try to do it today. Because 1% of today can change or make a iota of improvement of 99% of tomorrow. Remember that success is always sequential, it's not simultaneous. So do 1% of hard work daily and do it the same today. Remember why you started? We started to show 1% of improvement today. We'll move on to the next speech. Today we are having a pathway speech as well. And before that, I would like to hand over the session to the evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Vaibhav Gupta, to get the objectives of this particular speaker. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Good evening, everybody. Our target speaker today is attempting a pathway speech. This is her level 1 project 2 speech 2. So for those of you who don't know what that means, this is only her third speech since she has started her Toastmasters journey. The objective of this speech is to apply feedback that she has received earlier in this project. Some of the feedback she has received is the content was really well put together, but she needs to manage to sustain delivery. So the audience likes the content, but delivery can improve it. In particular, she has to work on pauses and she has to work on voice modulation because there is a slight monotonous tone. All the best to the speaker. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Vaibhav. So we'll move on with the introduction of this particular speaker. So when I asked for an introduction to the speaker, she gave an introduction which I can read it directly. It was like that, it was very user friendly. So from that, I came to know this speaker is having the ability of balancing her work life as well as the normal life as well. And his level of confidence is like whatever she takes up, she will just nailed it with what to say. It will be 100% to the core. And currently, she is serving as the Associate VP Public Relations. And I am little curious to listen her pathway speech, particularly applying the feedback. And without any further to do, let us all welcome our target speaker, Toastmaster Vandana, with all your applause. Over to you, Toastmaster Vandana.
Thank you. Can you confirm if I'm audible?
Yes, you are audible.
And there are like slight corrections. I'm a she, and I'm serving as a VPE associate. Yeah. So, timer, I'm gonna start now. It's sending your friends on secret missions to find out who he likes. It's staying in bed till noon so that you can just lay there and think about him. It's spending every eyelash and birthday wish on him. It is not wanting to go to school if he's not, and not wanting to live if he's gone. Good evening, Toastmasters. I am Vandana Chandrasekhar, and today I shall be speaking on a very familiar topic, the teenage crushes. So, what are crushes now? It is something that is unattainable. It is something that is wonderful yet horrible. It can be the force that motivates you to go to school or college. It is the childish love that makes you feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside and makes you hope that it never ends. During middle school, boys have this attitude like boys are so cool and girls are the worst, and guys and girls fight for everything that's there. I don't know if this is some sort of a tradition, but in my school, we fought over fans. Yes, a three-wing thing. And then came high school. I was quite surprised to see that all the guys in my class were falling in love one after another. Now, I'm going to give you the girl perspective here because I don't really know the guy perspective. If the girl is making the first move, then it is exceptional because girls usually have this attitude like, if you think I'm going to text you first, that's not going to happen. And then they goes the hair flip with my non-existent hair. Now, when a guy comes up to you and he confesses that he has a crush on you, then you got three choices. One, you accept their offer and yeah, okay. Two, you turn their offer down nicely and pretend that human does not exist anymore. And three, you open that memory scroll of yours. In 6th grade, I was feeling cold and you didn't switch off the fan. So I'm gonna turn you down, boy. So when you initially have crushes, it is all about the staring and butterflies. All of us have stories in our head, and whenever we are bored, we add on more to it and continue from where we left off. The initial teenage years is quite aggressive. Every random guy or girl that you see, you just fall in love with them. It is like being on TikTok, where you're falling in love with every random guy because you like him and you like him too. Now, let us come to the most crucial part, confessing our feelings. Almost all of us have had crushes, but not many of us go and confess them. And this is because we fear rejection or we simply don't have the courage. And that is when we speak about one-sided crushes. Having a one-sided crush is like falling in love with the moon. You can only wistfully stare at it, knowing that it can never be yours. It is the kind of relationship that you share with your own self. Now, let me give you a relatable example. I'm assuming that all of you have used autos or have at least seen them. So the street is your love life and the autos are your crushes. Some autos are already taken, so there's nothing you can do about it. Some autos, even though they are empty, they just go. which means that they're giving you rejection on your face, which is negligible when you compare to the number of no's that I've received being the BPE associate. Now, you're waiting for a really long time, but then you see someone just standing a little far away from you, also intending to getting into an auto. So which means that both of you are crushing on the same person. And when this happens, you feel like you're in a competition and Beyonce is on your side, and it's obvious who's going to win. Now you're waiting and waiting and waiting. And after a really long time, you finally get into an auto. Now, before you get all too happy about it, let me remind you that he's going to drop you home and leave. Oh, and about Ola and Uber, it can be compared to your friend setting you up. Always remember that if one cancels, there's always another one. So the best part about having a crush is discussing or gossiping about it with your friends. Friends, from setting up dates to background checks to them being your wingman or wingwoman, it is all, friends always stick around. The friends are the best people when it comes to gathering information about your crush. They will stalk your crush's social media and then tell you if there's a picture with the opposite gender or not. The other thing that was more interesting is how all of us are crazy enough to just compare our zodiac signs and check for compatibility. And getting all of you and your crush together is the most memorable, and it's like a huge mission, and it's the most memorable thing for you and your friends. So one day you'll grow up and find love, but then there will always be a part of you that will look back at the good old days. And when you do, it will put a smile on your face. So when you find yourself crushing, enjoy that adrenaline rush you feel when you get to see them. And also, don't forget to shoot your shots. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vandana. It was a very good speech I have heard so far, and it made me to remember my school crush as well. And this crush story, all of my club members know it very well. I shared with them so many times. I don't want to bore them as well because a couple of them joined here. We'll move on to our topic of motivation. I remember a childhood story of a donkey. So, speaking about this donkey, it fell into a well terribly. When a donkey fell into a well, remember the noise it will make. It will not be like a donkey, adjust it, and it keeps on crying. The farmer, poor farmer who is the owner of the donkey, tried so many times to bring back the donkey to the top. But to his surprise, all his suspense went down and all his hopes went down as well. Then he thought it like, even this is an old well, it is need to be closed and we can't bring back this donkey to the top as well. So he called the neighbors and everyone started shoveling the dirt into the well. To everyone's surprise, when they shoveled the dirt onto the donkey, it did one ridiculous thing is like, whenever it got the dirt, it just shaked her head and started moving one step to the top. She keep on did this activity and all the dirt it was thrown was just gone away and the donkey is finally at the top. Even in your own life also, people will start shoveling their dirt towards you. Don't give up, just shake your head and move on. So always remember why you started. We'll move on to the table topic session. Before that, I would like to introduce this Toastmaster. Whenever I think of this Toastmaster, the first word that will come into my mind is help. He's a very helpful guy, Whatever the help you ask, he will be always ready to do. If you ask him to take G role for a 4:45 meeting around 4:40, he will take. And whatever the thing he takes, he will do 100% justice to that. And he is the very good friend of mine. Let me introduce Toastmaster Pandirajan to take up the table topic session. Over to you, Toastmaster Pandirajan.
Thank you very much, Bharatwaj. Good evening, everyone. So again, I come back here. So I am the today table topic master. So just a benefit of guest, I would like to explain what is the table topic session. So table topic session helps members to improve their impromptu speech. What is the impromptu speech? So we are the client facing person actually. So we usually go to our client side. You will get for unexpected questions coming from there. So that time you can't struggle that time. So example, what happened a few months back before the Corona time, we went to one of the client. We went with Microsoft Azure proposal. When the moment we entered that time only we realized their expectation for Amazon, they want to go AWS actually. So that time we didn't give up. We just moved everything to Azure to AWS. So we managed well actually. So this kind of situation, this session will help you guys actually. That one more advantage of this session, not only members, even guests also can participate here. So in this session, usually the table topic master give any topic or any story. So you can need to speak about these things. So timer, please note time 1 minute to 1 to 2 minutes. So I need for take today. Who's the first volunteer? Can you unmute and guys, please come forward because I am not going to ask for any rackets. In just I am going to just some life lesson or something else. So who is going to try?
Yeah, probably I can take.
Your good name?
Devarsi.
Oh, Devarsi. So Devarsi, your topic is how to motivate the lazy person. Devarsi, your topic. How do you motivate lazy person? So over to you.
Yeah, so I'll start now. It's easy because oftentimes we have experienced this in the college also when we used to stay in hostel. In my roommate, there are a lot of people who were very lazy, even prepare food or anything which we need for daily life support. For those work also, they felt lazy. So I have spent quite a amount of time with such people where I have this time to experience with words and sentences where I can motivate them. But one fine sentence I have found which works like magic, which has been told to me by my grandfather, So one fine day, I think while I was the age of 15 or 16, one fine day he told me this sentence, He told that if you sleep, your fortune sleeps as well. So if you keep being lazy, or if you just stay there on the bed or on the couch or on the sofa and you just pretend to be in a sleeping mode the entire day or your entire life, your fortune will be sleeping as well. Now, while we have taken birth on this earth, so we all of us have one motive to fulfill our life, right? So we are always afraid of our identity and building an identity as you grow up as an adult. So that is whatever you want to achieve in your life, you always need the support of your fortune. So once you come to know that your fortune is not going to work, I mean, if you keep sleeping, if you keep staying lazy, your fortune is not going to support you. And that is the thing which would alert their mind and push them for not being lazy anymore. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Devarsi. That's a great actually. It's very so I'm also it's not difficult to give the word to lazy person. So mostly that lazy person give for some good smart ideas. If you try to motivate your lazy person, they will give for some creative idea. So who is next? Who is the next volunteer?
So my name is Mohan. I think I'll take it up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Mohan. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so your topic, Mohan, do you feel motivational books really help? Do you feel motivational books really help? Over to you, Mohan.
Yeah. Thanks, Pandi. Um, okay. Yeah, I'm starting. Paresh, you can start the timer.
Yeah.
So I'm never a motivational book reader or motivational book person. But yeah, I do agree that motivational books helps people because I'm an avid reader of novels. So whenever a situation encounters, there will be certain phrases or certain quotes which inspires the person. Like in case if you think that this is the situation where you are encountering, and I'll be putting myself in his shoes or her shoes. If I was facing the situation, how would I face it? Sometimes it will be completely like blank. I don't know what to do. But then again, when you read about how the other person achieves it, how he does it, it will be I'll be very motivated. And also, it's not just the books that helps the people. Your friends motivate you a lot also. Not You don't have to look for the greater personalities to motivate yourself or motivate others. Just look around you. There are a lot of people who does a lot of work. Okay. Take I find one of the person would be, you can say, Debarshi. He helps a lot. With his organization, he helps people a lot. And same way, we have one more colleague called Hemant. He also helps the people. I think you can find motivation just around you. Okay. I think that's about it. Thank you.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that is a great for the motivation, aren't you? Thank you very much for your attempt, Mom. So who is next? Who is next volunteer?
Hey, Mithila here. I'd like to speak.
Sorry, your good name, please.
Mithila.
Mithila, how? Mithila. So topic for you. What is difference between encouragement and motivation? What is the difference between encouragement and motivation, Mithila?
Okay. Okay, I'd like to start now. So I feel in my personal experience, encouragement is more of a generic thing that you can give. It's more like an advice telling that, you can do it. You can go ahead and complete this activity, or, you can make sure that the other person has being told enough that they can do it. But the difference between from motivation is motivation actually comes from within. I feel like, something out of your own experience when you tell them that, I went through this and I know you can also do it. That seems to have more impact on people when compared to just plain words of encouragement. Like encouragement, I think you can do it where, for example, I can tell this encouraging people when they're probably in a running race or something, like, go first, do it. Motivation is more on the life situations where, these are difficult times, but I think you can get through it. So that's one difference, and I feel people definitely need motivation when compared to encouragement. That's my take on it. Thank you.
Okay, Mithila. Wonderful. So who is so for the time concern? So this is last topic today. So who is going to take the last topic?
Yeah, hi. My name is Ajinkya.
Hi, Ajinkya.
Hi.
Good topic for you. So how do you motivate your friends or your colleague some critical situation? You can tell any. You can tell for your own story or else something fun also you can try.
Okay. Yeah, so I feel it's like it depends on the individual person. Like if I try something on one friend or on one colleague, and I do the same thing on the other colleague, it may work or may not work depending on him. So sometimes when I tell one of my friend or few people that I'm doing this, or I'm going for online courses right now, as we have everything locked down, and a few of them may get encouraged that yes, that's great, and even they feel that they should do something about it. But some of them they don't think about it too much. It is difficult for them to get out of their comfort zone normally. So what I feel is basically it's not about me trying to tell them. I'll have to make point about their life, about their execution, about their thinking that have to be changed in order to make them work, in order to make them leave their current path or the lazy path, whatever it is. So yes, I like to change their thinking. Their thinking. Not I'll not give them examples of mine or any other person, but I'll try to make their own life picture clear in front of them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nice to actually. Thank you, Achinya. So now our table topic session is over. So thank you very much for all participants. So over to you, TMOD Partwaj.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pandyarathan. It was nice, motivational table topic session, and it looks more encouraging for people to speak more as well. Well, we'll move on to the further meeting proceedings, and hope you all remember why you started, and let us move on with that one final story at the end. Before that, I would like to call the general evaluator of the day to proceed with the general evaluation. Over to you, Toastmaster Aparna.
Thank you, Bharadwaj. Before giving my evaluation, can I get the reports from my timer? Can I get the report?
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, for the speech, for the first speech given by the Pratik, so his timing is, since he has exceed his timing, so do I need to call the timing or it's okay?
You can tell the timing. That should be fine. Or else you can just mention in the chat. For the prepared speech and the table topic session both.
Okay. Okay, so should I go with the second speech? What is the timing or?
All the two speeches and along with the table topic session both.
Okay, fine. So for the Pratik, he exceeded the timing, and so his timing was 12 minutes 15 seconds. For the second speech given by the Vandana, his speech timing was 5 minutes 35 seconds. And for the table topic, Debashri has given as 1 minute 45 seconds. Mohan 1 minute 36 seconds. Mithila 1 minute 70, and Ajinkya 1 minute. That's it from my side. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, timer. So can I get the report from our counter?
Hi. So do you want for everybody in details or any specific we can give considering the time?
It would be good if you can give general.
Okay. So can I say that overall who has used maximum or more of hours and all?
Yes.
That help?
Yeah, Mohana.
Okay. So Pratik, during his speech has used a lot of hours. There's been a constant repetitions of hours. I think almost close to 20, if not more. And Bharatraj also has used not as many hours, and a couple of ands have been prolonged, and one or two long pauses. The Vandana, who's also 1 minute. Sorry, I'm just checking my. Vandana's has used only 3 hours. and there were two long pauses and one so and one small pause. And Ajinkya has also used quite a few, almost 20 plus hours in the speech. Then Pandey also has used a lot of hours, again close to 20 hours, if not more. Is that fine, or do you want any other?
That should be fine, Mohan. Thanks for your detailed report. Can I get the report from grammarian Mohan?
Okay.
Mohan?
Yeah, sorry. Just took a little time. So one thing is, there are a lot of what do you call grammatical mistakes which we have committed. I haven't completely prepared a list for each one of them because they're a little long. So I'll just give you a general report on what we are doing. So very few and most basic ones which I have observed is one would be when we are referring to her, it came as his, okay, and when it should be was, it came as is, okay. So like that, we committed a lot of mistakes, and at the same time, there are a lot of things which were really good. Uh, Wait, let me just finish one. So yeah, I think that's about it. I don't want to generalize and put all things in the place. Okay. Hello.
Thank you, Mohan,
Yeah.
for your detailed feedback as well. Moving forward, like I'll just like to get the evaluation of Pratik's prepared speeches from Toastmaster Padiyaraji. Over to you.
Thank you, Aparna, General Evaluator. Good evening, everyone, again. So congratulations, Toastmaster Pratik, for completing ACS project. Actually, it's one of the biggest milestone in the Toastmaster journey. So I'm really happy. So you are not give up this one, and you are trying this the final moment. So really appreciate for your completing this project. So next to Pratik, I really enjoyed your project more than enjoy. This is a very insightful session. So even that weekdays, so it's a very good information I get from your speech actually. From so that way restaurant graph SQL. So lot of things I learned from your speech actually. So the way you are started, it's a very interesting. You just segregated a client, customer, sales, the developer. So you ask participant to match with those one. So we are that makes for a little bit interact with your speech. So afterwards, you went to the use cases one by one. Based on the great example, like for layman kind of example. In medical shop. So in medical shop, suppose what happen if you want to go for multiple different medical shop, you need to buy different. So you just match that one with your the graph SQL. So second thing that the 3 idiot example. So those kind of example, it makes even someone very even someone not aware about what is a REST API or it's a graph SQL, so they are getting some clear idea. So so next you are showing that visualization. Those things makes very interactive and very interesting. But what is my suggestion actually? I asked my Q&A session one question. You remember? So tell me some example. What exactly you are using? I am a technical person. So I am a data warehouse person actually. But still I am not aware about why people are using for Python, because Python using for multiple purpose, for automation, for data science, for some other web designing also. So still I was searching for a lot of Google something. Still I am not getting clear idea because multiple purpose we are using. So the moment you suppose you can tell the people the purpose of this one. So you explain me the Facebook things after I go in my Q&A session. Okay. So you can do when you have started your speech. that it will be very helpful for us. So one more thing, I am not feel a consistency, because when you have started the few example with that 3 idiot and the medical shop example, you show the some pictures, but afterwards what happens? So mostly text. So I personally, I little bit I lost the interest actually. So it should be consistency. Suppose if you started that some visualization, so you can follow same till the end. So to the summary, so lot a very good takeaway from you. So it's really I will try today this crop SQL. I will more elaborate. I will keep in touch with you. That is only that improvement point. That is my personal what I feel actually. That's all. Over to you, General.
Thank you, Toastmaster Paliyarajan. It was like a detailed feedback. Hope like Pratik would be taking it in a positive way. So moving forward, can I get the evaluation for the second speech from distinguished Toastmaster Vaibhav for Vandana's speech? Over to you.
Yes, thank you. Could everybody please go on mute, whoever's not speaking? Thank you. Vandana, your speech title, I like him too. So I can see why you received the previous feedback, the specific focus on voice modulation. I feel like you were not taught how to do it, and therefore a few things went wrong in this speech. Now, before I get to the wrong part, what I do like is that you had some fantastic examples throughout your speech, especially the one where you compare a crush to an auto. The best part about taking an example like this is that she doesn't abandon it halfway. She takes it throughout and she fleshes out that example so that the audience, you can make a full connection between what she's trying to say. She's done that a couple of times throughout her speech, and it makes it easier to relate to. She also has a really well thought out speech. Now the problem here became that, like Pandi for Pratik's speech, I sort of lost interest in the middle. I zoned out. And the reason that happens is because I'm not getting a payoff from the setups that you're doing throughout your speech. That's a difficult concept to explain, but generally it feels like you're talking at the audience, not to us. Right. And it's not that this is bad. I think this is your natural style, and it doesn't suit the type of story that you're trying to tell. So a couple of ways to fix it. When somebody tells you voice modulation, there's 5 different types of voice modulation that you can apply: volume, speed, pitch, pauses, and stress. You were asked to work on pauses. I didn't see them today. So instead, how about for your next speech, we try speed and stress. Now, for full context to the audience, because I sort of zoned out in the middle, I asked her for her speech draft, which she sent me. And I can demonstrate now to you, Vandana, on how you can apply that speed. So a change in speed or a change in volume does not need to be dramatic to have effect. Okay? Taking an example from your speech, the best part of having a crush is gossiping about it with your best friends. From background checks to setting up a date, to them being the wingman or wingwoman, they always stick around. I was speeding up in the first couple of sentences, and then to the end, I slowed down. The always stick around part is the payoff. That's the point you're trying to make. That variation, whether you go to a high volume and bring it down low, or whether you go faster and then you bring it down to a slow speed, a slight change is noticeable by the audience and will go a long way in helping you tell your stories better. I think what I can do for you is to show you this thing. Hold on. Can you see my screen? Can somebody just let me know if they can see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Yes, Vaibhav, can see.
So this is sort of a diagram that I've made for speaker strengths. I've shown this to a lot of people. I think even KTMC, they've seen this. Pandirajan has seen this before. Generally, if you take the style of a speaker, they can either be a very natural type of speaker or a very dramatic or entertaining type of speaker, performer. And in languages, you can have vivid language and simple language. You fall under the category of very vivid language and very naturalistic speaker. So your strength is speaking to inform. But what you were trying to do today was speaking to entertain. So that's where we bring in the performance aspect of the speech. And for you, the way you can easily incorporate that is to work on speed and stress. Eventually, you do want to master all different types of voice modulation and all different types of speeches. But if this is what you're attempting at the moment, the next step for you is to work on that speed. I like some of the quotable moments that you had throughout your speech. Teenage crushes are unattainable. Boys think they're so cool and girls are the worst. And you have these elements throughout your speech which would land really well if you could stress on them a little bit more. Don't be afraid to be quiet. If you want to challenge yourself, I would say try to work in a 3-second pause into your next speech. 3-second pauses are really, really difficult to pull off because that's how they feel. They feel that long. And as a speaker, if you are not comfortable doing that, you will have a tendency to rush through your speech. Try to force that into one speech and see how it feels. You'll realize that the audience hasn't lost attention. In fact, they're more focused on what you're saying. So in summary, you have some great writing, like was previously mentioned. You have some catchable moments. There needs to be payoffs to your paragraphs, and the way that you can include those payoffs is to have a huge variation or a distinct variation in speed in the way you deliver it. I have more for you if you're interested. I can explain this in better detail because these 3 minutes are not enough. But I hope that this evaluation was useful to you and to the audience. Thank you. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Vaibhav Gupta. Hope Vandana would be implementing all the evaluation which she has received in her upcoming speech as well. So let me go to a deep evaluation what I've observed in the meeting. So starting with the meeting, it has started 3 minutes late, but the time has kept up. And SAA, the job well done. One suggestion for SAA is we are so many guests are from different clubs. It would be good if we can implement some slide for the presentation of agenda as well. Apart from that, job well done. And coming to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bharadwaj. As you guys know, he kick-started the meeting. Since it was an evening time, and one advice for Toastmaster Bharadwaj, twice you said good morning, but it was a good evening. Okay, so apart from that, job well done. The story was really apt for the team, and you said don't stop, go ahead. So things were really good. A job well done. Coming to our tag team. So timer, job well done. The objectives were told really good. And one suggestion from my end, since we couldn't show the color card, we could have downloaded the 3 colors in our phone and we could have showed in the camera. So that's just a suggestion for me. And job well done, timer. And you could have started with the timing quote as well, saying that time is very precious, guys. So use it very wisely. Apart from that, going to our accountant, job well done, she noted down the specific thing, how many impromptu words which were used. Coming to grammarian, job well done. One suggestion from my end, since you said the word of the day, you could have interacted with the audience saying that whoever uses word of the day, you can just show thumbs up, so that it would be audience engagement as well. So coming to our table topic session, Toastmaster Padya Rajan, he always nailed it, whatever the role he takes as well. And he explained the benefit of table topic session as well. And the topics were really new, and it was apt for our theme of the day. Apart from that, evaluations, thanks for the evaluators and our speakers as well. Job well done for both of them. Hope everyone would take up the feedback very positively, so that we can improve professionally and personally as well. So I need to thank one special person, is Debashish. He has continuously followed up for all the Toastmasters. Kudos for him. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Bharadwaj.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna. It was a nice general evaluation, I can say. We'll move on further. Remember why you started. And this is one final experience or story of my own life, I can say. So I started as a Toastmaster 2 years back. When I was taking the Toastmaster, I thought Okay, I am a very good speaker in my native language for people's knowledge. I am a orator as well in my own language, and I have gone through different types of contest as well. And whenever I do, I will get 100% victory and I'll come. But this Toastmaster is all about speaking in English, and that too, it is little different from whatever we normally speak. There are a lot of elements to be taken care, and even it is difficult to implement it as well in a daily basis. Then again, to the top of it, there is a challenge of taking an officer role. As soon as I was entered in a club, within 2 months, I was forced to take VP education role. Remember how biggest responsibility a VP education can be. And by that time, when I took that VP education role, the club was literally in a very sad position, I can say. Once upon a time, I remember those meetings. I will be the Toastmaster of the day, and I will be the general evaluator again, and I will be the timer as well, and most probably I will be the table topic master as well. I have took 4 roles continuously in a meeting and gave different voice modulations, and I think most of you Toastmaster also came across this tough part. That time, every time I would say to me like, never give up, we have started. So that motivation lead to me in bigger role as well. Even I have been a part of VP membership, and currently I am the president of that club as well. And lot of learnings I can say the Toastmaster can give it to you, particularly the personal motivation, and you will get a very good amount of friends as well, and you can also listen to different type of speeches, particularly in the international speech contest. I can say one particular session in the coronation where a Toastmaster named Bharat, he's having the same name of mine, who is some finalist of the international speech contest. While he was speaking, he quoted the same thing: you have started, you need to move on. So remember always why you have started. To summarize what the motivation I have given today, it is like your final whistle hasn't blown yet. Show 1% of improvement daily, and whatever you do, do it today, because 1% of today will save your 99% of efforts tomorrow. Life will shovel dirt always on you. Shake it off and take a step up. And finally, you have started. You need to run till the end. At last, remember again why you started. Remember why you started with full motivation, and your final whistle hasn't blown yet. That ends my TMOD session. Hope you all enjoyed and motivated with the today's session. Be motivated always. Have a smile in your face. Life will be on your road. Over to you for the nice explanation and a nice meeting. Over to you, Deb. Yes.
Amazing. Yeah, with that note, thank you everyone for joining the meeting. And whoever needs a recording, I'll share the recorded link as well for meeting. And thank you everyone from the Transcend, from the KTMC, Vaibhav and others who has responded very quickly and helped me to do this meeting fruitfully. And thanks to our own club members as well. So we'll see and meet you again. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for attending.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Devrishi, for giving me a chance to speak.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you, man.